not. So that's very important for a stallion, because only natural things are good for breeding, and also what's trained to it.
But is it big enough?
Yeah, we can go straight.
Oh, okay, but it's always 20 meters wide.
For the IBOPs we have 20-60.
Okay.
And when we are talking about...
So that's just normal dressage measurement?
Yes. But for the harness horse, the stallion competitions, for fine harness cups, actually we need 4,000 square meters. So let's say it's 50 meters by 80, I don't know in inches, but it's a lot bigger.
Why is the difference? What do they need to show then that they're not showing in the IBOP?
First of all, the IBOP is individually, so you don't only have one horse each time. But the fine harness cup could be up to 15 horses. So
oh, yeah, then it's really full if you do it in an arena like this.
Sometimes accidents happen. The one goes to the right lead and the other one goes to the left lead, and they crash into each other. So you need some space for that.
And I can imagine if you have a couple of stallions that close together and they're all fired up,
that's the
pretty
same.
funny as well.
We have also dressage competitions for stallions, for jumpers as well. We also have that for harness horses. And when they get approved, they have to participate in the fine harness cups for 2 years in a row. And they can be 3 years when they don't start the first year, but they have to do it regarding their approval status.
Okay, and if you have like the dressage test and the show test, do you look at different things? Do you want to see, is there like a horse that's really good in a dressage test and another one could be really good in a show test? Is it like different talent?
To be honest,
for sure you want one that does all. We're searching for that one as well. But
to be honest, for us is the show test is the most important, because our breeding goal is a show horse, so he has to show a show trot. But it also means that in dressage, for example, a walk, maybe when a riding horse has scored 8 points for a walk, it almost never happens with harness horses because they are not bred to walk actually, and they are not trained to walk. But since the market for harness horses is very big in combined driving, all combined drivers would like to see a harness horse walk. That's what we started 2 years ago at the Stallion Curry. We asked the breeders and also all participants to show some more walk, because it's very important for the combined driving. But the main thing is regarding walk, doesn't have to be a long reach, doesn't have to be a very good overstep, as long as it's clean. That's the most important for us. And then his dam line is by, I believe, Dorinda. She's from Place Liberator. And then we get Mano, and if you heard Chester this morning, he also drives horses, Mano, Place Liberator, also at lead, so it should be good.
Wim, you probably need a minute or something to... Oh, we can just start, I can name it. Call it. Okay. Entering walking trot on the right lead. Once around, line up on the center line with the head towards the grandstand audience and salute.
For us it's also important that the horse can hold still. So hopefully he will.
In dressage it's important as well, but...
It's almost dressage, yeah?
It's not easy.
So, but he's also doing his, showing the whip. It's
inspection by the inspection committee.
Yes, we always do an inspection, and why do we do that? We want to see if there are no forbidden parts at the harness. So we know the harness horse people are very smart. Sometimes they do things and say, oh, that's not regular. So that's why we're
going, huh? Start on right lead in working trot.
It's very important. And if we see something which is not allowed, you will be dismissed. Huh?
After one round, change lead across the diagonal. And what do you look at now, Viggo? You need to judge it now. You need to make up your mind what you're going to do. What do you look at?
Of course, we look at this walk, but he didn't walk yet. But looking at his trot, and we look if it's square, his scope, suppleness, and also self-carriage. And there shouldn't be a lot of pressure on his mouth, for example. So the rein should be loosened. He should trot in working trot, not in showing trot. And we just want to see how he's doing that. Of course, also, which is very important, the maneuverability. So is he
Show
able
more action in trot over the long side. Sorry.
That's the main thing, that's no problem. So we like to see some acceleration, but still dressage test, there's really no show test.
Okay, but what do you mean then? It's no show test. What don't you want to see?
We don't want to see a harness horse which has almost no maneuverability, which has his ears, for example, back in his neck. So it should be very friendly to look at. It should be naturally, it should be a lot of suppleness, and it should be looking very easy for the horse. So you want to really see the talent when he's not in showing trot.
Transition to walk and change lead across the diagonal.
Mostly walk isn't trained by the riders, but we are able to say, okay, when the trot has too much tension, we can ask at the end of the dressage test, do a little walk again, so we can really look at the judge that walk the right way. Hopefully he will walk, but we're going to see that now.
But okay, that's quite difficult because, okay, maybe it's not the right phrase to say you want them fired up, but they're on. They're on fire, and then they need to walk.
That's true. That's what we also want to see. If a horse has the ability to be very relaxed in a dressage test, and when the show test comes in view, it should be a completely different horse. So then we have to make up rules, we have to clap, but not the dressage.
But you don't select on that, you don't breed them for that, and you want to see it.
Actually, we only breed for the show test. It's really crazy, but okay, that's the way how we do it. So actually,
transition to walking trot and drive a large circle at the middle of the long side again.
When I'm looking at him now, I always see he looks very friendly. That's the main thing I notice at the moment. So he looks easy to handle.
I really like the contact.
Yeah, it's very good. It's not a lot of tension. It's clear he has the natural talent to move his head.
And he swings over the back. Honestly, I want to sit on top and ride it.
We can ask if he allows that.
Yeah, not with his skirt. Show more action in trot over the long side.
Yes. For example, when he goes around the right corner, he doesn't look to the left. So it's also important, of course, if he's doing what you ask him to do.
You can do it, come on. Help. You're helping. It's not allowed with dressage. Oh, custom point. No, you weren't just. No. It was like in a rhythm. Transition to walk.
I also wanted to see, but it has to do with acceleration. I want to see a positive reaction.
Transition to walk. Line up at the center line.
So when wind gives aids to the horse, you should see that the horse will change.
I like those classes. You just scream for the whole class. I don't know if you've ever done
So if we think it's good enough in dressage, so when we look at maneuverability, obedience, his walk, his trot, it's all more than sufficient. So for us it's a reason to allow him to do the show test. When it wasn't good, we could refuse him for the show test, but in this case I think it's very easy for him to pass for the dressage part. Then we always give the horse a little bit time. You see he's already wanting to show the show trot. And whatever happens in the Netherlands, when we start the show trot, it's really show trot 2 laps on the right side, and we change lead to on the left lead.
Help a little bit, huh?
Yeah. Okay.
The more noise you make, better he gets. I'm sure.
And it's not allowed, but he has a really nice canter.
Practice for tomorrow, guys.
Now it's allowed. You need them. Come on, people. It's Dutch.
That's what I breed for. Eh? So every time there's a dressage horse is performing something, everybody's so quiet.
Yeah, but we have to change that as well. It's more fun.
I think it's one. You can see he likes it. He improves. Okay, sometimes he makes a mistake, but okay, that's not a big issue.
Okay, and what do they need to do? What do you want to see to give him a really high mark?
What they really need to do, that's about the scoring points. We score, for example, front. We want the harness horse with natural front, really upright neck position.
And this one does that.
A little bit more.
But do you want more length then, or more up?
More upright.
More upright, okay.
It's really not bad, but it could be possible to have it some more upright. But what we also do, when we give him points for front, it counts double. So front, action of the foreleg, use of the hind leg, those points count double because they are very important for a harness horse. So if a harness horse has less front and counts double, it won't be easy to pass an IBOP.
And then you want the hind leg to have mechanic and bend and come under. What's a good hind leg for you?
So regarding posture, so first of all, when a horse is built uphill, it's much easier for him to give more posture. But it starts with the motor in the back. So the hind leg is very important. We hope the horse can carry his weight on his hindquarters. That's actually what we want. And if they do, you will see they will rise in their withers. And if you collect them a little bit more, they will get some more front, and even the action in the foreleg will be more, and also the reach in the foreleg will be more. But we don't want to have too much tension on it, so the reins still have to be just connected, but not more like that.
That's probably a really thin line, or not?
It is, but I think it's really the same like a dressage horse. You want to collect them, you want to have them on their hind quarter, and if they have that talent, then it should be a normal horse.
Does it have any
And for
special
fine harness cups, it's also allowed by harness cup to use an overcheck, for example, to use double shoes. Only it's not in the IBOP. It's not allowed.
Double
in there.
shoes is like 2 irons, or?
Yeah, 2 irons. So we have the main iron, and there will be bolted another iron on it.
Can I interrupt?
Yeah.
That was old school.
That's old school, sorry.
Yes, that's what I wanted to tell
Now
now.
they're just thick.
Most poor people recently with the more
Hang
modern
on,
type
hang
of
on,
horse.
hang on.
Most sport people, most people currently, for the last, I would say 10 years, they use aluminum. So aluminum is just gives them that no weight, because we breed the horses much more athletic as in the past.
Yeah.
So it's what Jester was talking this morning. He said like the old school horses, they didn't work so good for the combine driving. You know, with more hackney blood, more athleticism. So and they have more endurance. So they don't need a double shoe anymore. So back in the days, they had them older type of horses. They had like a 10mm standard shoe on it, and most of them they bolted another 10mm shoe to it at the show. But I personally have never done it in my career in the last 20 years. It's all aluminum.
So in the end, it's more natural. That's good, because what they have from nature, they will pass on. There was a question here, I think.
It was about the shoe.
Oh, it was about the shoeing. Okay, so you have an answer.
And I think in a few years it will be forbidden as well. We have of course health and health care, and a lot of people are looking And people who don't know a harness horse and they see those aluminium shoe below it, think what's going on? Do they really need it? In my opinion, a natural talented horse doesn't need it. As long as you select the right way and you give the points for what they deserve and they have high points, they should be able to breed it that way to the offspring as well. And I think that's the best way to do everything what you put on, like an overcheck or something. They say okay, it's only to help a little bit. No, in my opinion, it's not natural.
And Tigon, regarding like the type, because this is a really elegant, athletic. He looks like he could be 4. A lot of blood, sharp type. Do you need that, or does it differ?
It's more important for the stallion licensing, if you look at the conformation.
Okay, you don't take it with this part, it's just about the movement and...
Yeah, the overall picture. So
okay.
when a horse is very refined, of course it's nice to look at, then you have a real old-fashioned horse. But regarding points, a real old-fashioned horse could perform better than a more refined horse. Because you point different points. So we have front, use hind leg, suspension, posture. So that's not the most important, but of course to look at a fine, nice, refined horse like this one is always good to look at. Maybe you want to see one round of honor, if it's not too much for him?
I just want to show how sharp he is. Anna, do you... It's enough. I did it. And Wim said, what are you doing? It's crazy. That much hunger to go. Hey, you need sound. Come on, people.
In the past that even people throw chairs inside the ring.
No, come on.
It's a long time ago, but it happened. So I always say harness horses is also pure emotion. And emotion, for example, when you are at curring and it doesn't become star, the people get so angry.
Thank you, Wim. Thank you, Jet Li.
So there is a lot of